Well, good morning. Yeah, welcome back to mill. Beautiful day. It's Thursday, someday in March. I don't even know what day it is. Just got back from lunch. It's a cold morning, and then it just brightened up. Got flowers coming up out front. It's beautiful out. I'm trying to knock out some jobs for some customers. Got a pretty good customer who's been buying hardwood for me, and she needs a mantle topper that's about 3 to 4 inches thick. Let me look. She needs 79.5 inches long by 6.5 inches wide by 3 to 4 thick. And I try to talk her into some other pieces that I had, but one of the pieces I sold just before she came, and now I'm cutting a white oak log. So what ends up happening with me is sometimes when logs come in, we get some kind of little ratty shit, like this white oak log here, that little white oak log on the top. And sometimes they end up in the firewood pile. Like I did a bunch of cutting and splitting in that firewood pile yesterday. And sometimes they end up perfect for what you're doing. So this little white oak log right here, it's just over 8 feet long, and it's just big enough to cut this job. So what this ends up meaning is, in a log like this, it's kind of a little ratty log, it ends up being basically $100 for this log. So, when you can cut something like this, do it. Take the little log, cut it out. If you can make it work, make it work. You're getting something out of the log versus me just putting it in the wood stove. So anyway, I'm running the Resharp, the band we ran the other day, the one that I changed the angle on. I have a couple other bands with me. If I see any variance in cut, I will change out. However, my guides, when I put this band on this morning, my guides were way off. Way off. And I've got them all adjusted perfect now. I tightened these down because the only way to explain how my guides were off was that this whole block had moved. And I think that happens quite a bit. So I might try to come up with a solution for that. But anyway, I've got them adjusted with perfect clearance both sides. This band sharp. This log's kind of filthy. And also the other side to this is that this log's got it's like 8'1", so it should reach that bunk to that bunk, but it's really close because of that undercut. And the way it's on there right now, it kind of keeps the top kind of level. So I've got it clamped down the way it is, and I'm probably going to have to move it side to side. But I want to whittle this down. It seems like a stupid small job, but kind of got to pay attention because I need to get 6.5. It's probably going to be in this dimension, and 4 the other way. Now this log in this dimension right here, inside the bark, God, this filthy's got sand all over it like it was near the beach, is 10 inches. So that should yield a 7-inch cant this way. And then in this dimension, it's 11, so should yield almost a 7.75 inch cant this way. It does have something to pay attention to. It does have a little sweep in the log like this, so that is going to cut down on the yield. So you do have to pay attention to how you mill it. What I'm going to do is try to get a flat spot on the top, Since it's so small and I don't have any trouble rolling it, I'm probably going to roll it often, try to roll myself down, because I want to get as much bonus material out of this as I can to put in with my white oak stack. And I don't want to fall short on her dimension, because it makes kind of this whole job worthless if I do. So rather than do a dance and trip over some wood and fall on the ground and try to make it look funny, I'm going to get to milling this thing, and we'll test out this band and see how it cuts being reprofiled, and we'll try to make this job happen as quick as we can and get down to getting her chunk out of here for the mantle topper, and hopefully it looks cool. I think it will. This log's got a lot of weird little kind of burly type of knobs on it that usually add some bird's eye figure to it. So let's get to cutting it, and we'll kind of take the hurdles as we get to them. Haven't fired up the mill yet. Should have plenty of everything going on here. So we're going to come down. Oh, get this out of the way now. For those of you who are talking about how the the mill sounds and the band sounds and stuff, it's really hard to gauge that with the mic on. The mic makes you be able to hear me, but it distorts the other sound because of the noise canceling. So just keep that in mind. Probably going to have to keep a tape measure on my hip here. I need to get down to, this log's kind of 12 inches high, both sides, but there's a dip right here. I'm going to try to cut it at like 11 and see what that does. And make sure I got my water going here. When cutting white oak, I don't need to really pour the water to it. I just need to make sure the water's working. Oh, damn it. Well, that might have just screwed me. Damn it. I was just messing with the band, and man, had this blade guide off, and it rested against the band when I just hit the throttle. Hopefully it didn't dull it. Ha! Holy crap. Well, let's see how it cuts. Good news is it didn't dull it. That went through that white oak like it wasn't even there. Perfectly smooth finish. Man, those guides were way out just based on what I'm seeing right now from the last time I cut. So my tendency is right now is to want to flip this over, but I think I'm going to take, I say 79 to 80 inches. Kind of got to pay attention. Yeah, 79 is right in the thin spot here. I'm going to take 1 more inch out of it, I think, then flip it over. So I was at 11, I got to go down to 9 7/8. At least get a 1 inch piece out of this to keep. Also, the other side to doing this is I want to take some tension out of this as well. So as you whittle down, if there is any tension in the outside of the log, you can take the tension out. Now, there are some checks in this log, and they're kind of going every different direction. So where Robert Milton would say, well, if you see this check, that means that this part's pulling up and this part's pulling down. In this case, they're kind of everywhere. So there's really no good gauge for what kind of direction the tension's going in this. I might, no, I'm not going to save this piece off. Let's just throw it down here. I'm going to deal with that whole area tomorrow. I'll scrape this thing off and show you what the finish looks like. Try to pause myself whenever I can to save you the torture of having to watch me mess with the mill. Yeah, and there is that nice, like I was thinking there would be, there's that nice bird's eye feature in it. So if you look at the top of this log, I can't really, oh yeah, there you go. All right, can't really see through the viewfinder good because of my polarized sunglasses, but if I take you across the, if I get the shadow out of there, take you across the top of this log, you can see the bird's eye feature. I'll show you as we go down through. Get that shadow out of there. See the bird's eye feature. The band cut nice and smooth. Went right through it like it wasn't even here. Oh, Lord. Cut really smooth. Now, there is a fair amount of dirt in this log, but, and I don't think that this band's going to be doing great when we get to the end of it, but we're going to flip it over now. I'm going to pause you, flip it over, and try to see if I can get it on the bunks on both sides. And we'll take the other side off, and we'll just keep whittling it down until we can try to get this board out of here. We'll see what the board looks like at the end. So we got it flipped over, and I got it on the bunks now. I'm going to show you something that everybody should have in their truck. So when you see a builder or a joiner's truck, joiners usually got saws in their truck. I keep this Irwin marathon saw for cutting big timbers, and I keep a big Japanese saw. This is a Gaikucho, and with these two saws I can do pretty much anything. Also, I have in here a brand new big silky saw too, the big boy that I don't use very much, very aggressive. Now with this saw right here, I could cut that log in half really quick, but because it's such a good saw, it's kind of like an emergency saw, and I don't want to dull it, and I don't want to use it if I don't have to. So this kind of sits down. Also got an angle finder in there, but let me show you what this is good for. This thing with these induction hardened teeth on this, if I can get your view in there, and it's the it's Japanese style teeth as far as the grind goes, except that it's push instead of pull. And with these induction hardened teeth, they stay sharp for a long time. These saws aren't super expensive, but I want to get off that chunk hanging off the end. God damn it. That chunk hanging off the end of the log right there. Kind of screwing around so you get a better view. Rather than firing up a chainsaw, wow, I can get myself into a spot where I can actually cut this shit, because it's all fingers. These little stupid fingers. But this thing, you could cut through this with this. I wouldn't want to torture myself in having to do it. I'd grab a chainsaw first, but this thing's great to have around to do weird jobs like this. you know, if you're out in the field and you're framing a deck or something and something happens to one of your circular saws, you can do a bunch of work with this saw. You know, fast, it cuts quick, stays sharp. So let's just maybe get this dusted off. I'm going to pause you in 1 second. I'm just going to make sure there's no dirt on this log. So this job may seem kind of small and dumb, but the important part of this is that you can make a pretty good pile of money on a log like this in a short amount of time. You know, if you're sitting there saying, oh my God, it would take me 15 minutes to mill that log, well, you're making my point. You know, it's a $100 job on an almost useless log. So what I'm looking for here is either her 6.5 or just to take the top off. One of the two. We're going to take it down as much as we can. If I don't have to go, I mean, if I have to go below 6.5, then I can't go below 4. But I'm just looking to make a flat spot on the top. We'll get this thing canted out, because if I can get any bonus material out of it, it's just going to be extra that I can sell. So we'll get the top taken off. The sides. So right now it's kind of 9 just below here. So we're doing pretty good right now. Kind of 10. I am up on the bunk here now. And kind of 11.5 to this tit that rides up. Also, if you want to see some more of that bird's eye feature, should be a pretty interesting piece. Look at all the bird's eye feature in this here. Here, 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 on the side. There's a lot of bird's eye feature in this. So we'll take the top off of this at, I'm kind of thinking 8. Now, if I take it, I have to start thinking, don't want to overthink everything, but I have to start considering what I'm doing, because if I take it off at 8 and I got to get the 6.5, that leaves me an 1.5 inch slab this way. So you have to take that into consideration of where you're going to take this off right here, what you're going to have left over. So I'm instead of 8, I'm going to take it at 8 1/8, and then I can take off a 6/4 board and get myself to my 6.5 this way. If I can end up with a 6.5 inch can, I'm gold. So I'm going to take it off at 8 1/8. That leaves me an 1/8 of an inch curve and a 6/4 board. So this is 8 1/8. Let's go ahead and try to take it off right there. I'll show you the grain on this. All that bird's eye feature showing through. It's beautiful. This is going to be a really nice piece. And the band's cutting great. Just the other day when I ran this band off the saw, the guides just weren't right. Hopefully you can see all that bird's eye feature in there, right there, there, bird's eye feature there. So what I want to do with this is see if I have my 6.5 wide. If I have my 6.5 wide, I can be done on this face because it's so cool. I do have it there. Looks like I do. Such a nice face. I think I might want to I could right now I could drop down 4, take a chunk off this, be done with her piece. Let's see where the pith lies compared to that. That's getting me out above the pith. I would be better off to take off one more piece. This is a really nice face right now. There's nothing showing here. There's one little check right here, but there's nothing showing here that's showing me tension up. Let me check the other side. And there's nothing showing here that's showing me tension up. I got a crack kind of diagonally like this. There is a little bit of an issue with the way that this log sweeps, that if I didn't get it perfect, because I'm so tight on my 6.5 here, if I didn't get it perfect, that'd be hard to make a 6.5 here. What I need 79 and something. So that's in here. There's plenty of wood there. I think I want to take one more piece off this. Yeah, I'm going to take one more off it. I'm going to take an inch slab, a 4/4 slab off this. I don't think I want to set this width that's the 6.5 because of that bird's eye feature in the top. I don't see anything that's going to rival that on the sides. All right, I'm going to take one more inch off this. So I'm at 8 1/8. I'm going to come down to 7. Take it off. And then we're probably just going to go ahead and drop 4 and take it straight off and edge it off into a piece. This band's cutting incredible. Hopefully, I didn't just mill through that bird's eye feature. I'm hoping I didn't. We're going to find out. No, we got more. Well, I did mill through the bird's eye feature but we opened up more, so there's more bird's eye feature. Look down the slab and see how it cut. Cut nice. There was a little tension in it. It did bow up a little bit. It's actually good to take some of the tension out of this side. I think, in all honesty, well, for video's sake, let's just take the other two sides off it. Beautiful piece of wood. Nice. You got greens. You got that beautiful white oak. You got tons of bird's eye feature in it. This is going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. I'll show you that grain real quick. You know, if you're going to get paid $100 for cutting a chunk of wood, then you might as well make it look good. I wish I could get that camera out of. I cannot see through the viewfinder, so I have no idea what you guys are looking at. Make sure I can look up. Oh yeah. It's cutting wicked smooth. There's great feature through here. So I'm going to flip it on its side. I'm going to cut it out. So let's go ahead and pause, you guys. I'm going to flip it on its side and square it up. Might have to shim the end to get it kind of centered. And hopefully I can get it on both bunks. And we'll go ahead and just mill it out. Or I take a 4-inch slab out of it right now, call it a day, edge that slab off. I don't know if that complicates things or helps things. I think I need to, I'm going to cant it out. All right, so we get it on its side, we get it squared up, and I think I'm going to flip this 2 more times. So this side's pretty much good. This side still could have a slab taken off it to get rid of some of this dip here. I want to take it down, but I don't want to go down too much because I don't want to gauge my cut on this side. So it looks like 9's pretty close to clearing that there. What am I at over here? So I'm just less than 12 to the top of the bark here. 9 is going to get me down into here. There's a pretty good sweep in it, so I think I'm going to take it off at 9 and then flip it on its side, and then I'm going to set the width. I'm going to cut it to 4 inches, and then I'll flip that all the way over and cut it off at 6.5. So we take it to 9. Yeah, it looks like it. You know, I'm going to take it at 10 1/8 first. It's probably going to cut out up high, but I might end up with a piece of, somebody will buy for a piece of sign wood or something like that. No, let me just think about this for a second. So I could get a 4-foot piece. Might even take it up a little higher. I might make a couple of cuts here. Take it up to 11 1/4. I'm going to take it off at 11 1/4 first, then drop down in inches till I clean up. All this extra wood's getting up the entire wood. I am going to want to double check and make sure I'm still square, because it did move around a little bit. Now I'm way out of square now. I got to fix it. The log shifted a lot during that cut. I got to fix this. So I'm not going to come down more than 9. So I can bring my backstops up to, let's just come up to 6. Help me get square. Check it there. That's got to be pretty close. Yeah, that's perfect. And since these top cuts are kind of wastes, you know, pretty much just like, you know, somebody comes out and says, oh my God, that'll make a great sign, then I'm good to go. Jesus. Tomorrow is going to be just a cleanup around the mill day. So I'm going to come down to 10 and an 1/8 and then to 9. Take 2 cuts off it. Now, is 1 inch going to clean this side off? Probably not. All right, looks like I've got plenty of wood, so I'm going to come down and pick one more off at 9. And still cutting really good. Great medullary rays showing through, bird's eye figure. This is going to be a nice piece. I'll show you that one. I'll clean it off for you. Hopefully you can see the rays there. I'm trying to hold the tripod, but hopefully you can see all the rays shining around there. Still got the bird's eye figure in it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get it to 4 inches thick. Make sure the view's still good. Yep. So I'm going to flip it over on its side. Hopefully it stays on the bunks. Gorgeous piece of wood here. Right now, where am I at right now? I'm at 6 3/4 right now. So this is that age-old question. I could drop down and take 4 inches out of this right now and be done. So I'm 6 3/4 this way. The only thing on this whole log is that one little piece of wane right there. That's inside her board for sure. No, I don't want that end to flex. Oh, because I'm 6 3/4, I could edge that off. So if I could get this dog to lower and still keep it square, I can just flip it over come up 4 inches off the deck. Let's do that. I can just flip it over, come up, might not sit on the bunk there. Come up 4 inches off the deck, take this piece right off, then flip it on its side and just edge it to 6.5. Okay, it's on both bunks, that's good. You drop down and take some pieces out of it on my way down. So I'm only coming down to 4, so I don't have to have these all the way down. It's that side at 1. So yeah, that'll work. Let's do that instead. And I can just edge that one piece off, and I'll get a bunch of good pieces out of this. And down to 4 inches is my drop dead point. And we're trying to get below the wane on this side, so that's going to be about 7. So if we take it at 7 and an 1/8, we can cut a 7 and a 3. I mean, we'll cut a 3 inch and then a 4 inch. Usually take the one she wants. That's perfect. So let's do that. Come down to 7 and 8. That's 8 and 8. I'm try and get my guide in as much as I can without pushing it out of my linear bearings. Cutting and clean wood now. Let's go ahead and take it off here. And then we're going to come down to 4. Kind of sucks there. I can come down just below this and do a 2. Kinda. I can't really get a 2, but let's take an inch out of it. So 7 and 8. Let's come down to 6. Actually glad I did that. That took a bunch of tension out of it. And let's come down to 4. Put some more tension out of it. So I just kind of hit a home run with that, guys, because I want to show you this. Just hit a home run with this. Wait till you see the medullary rays in this piece. Holy shit. Absolutely hit a home run. Wow. Oh my Lord. This is a $300 or $400 piece of wood going for 100. Wow, holy crap. I gotta get you guys a look before it dries up. Look at the tiger stripes in that thing. Hopefully you get the same view as me. Look at the rays in it. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And this band is still cutting laser beam flat. I know it's not a big log, but I'm just cutting laser beam flat. So now all I have to do is flip this on its side where that little piece of wane is and take it to 6.5. And Bob's your uncle. She's got her chunk. She wanted 4 inches thick. This is not 4 inches thick. What the hell's going on there? This is 3 5/8, which is okay because she said 3 to 4. I'm showing 4 3/4. I don't understand what I just did. I don't understand what just happened. Am I just reading my tape measure wrong? That's showing 4 thick. What's going on here? This is 3 3/4. Oh, it bowed up a mile in the middle. Bet it's 4 right on the end. Yeah, it's 4 where I entered into it. Damn it. It bowed up a mile. When that tension came out, this piece sprung up. So I got to flip it on its side. Take that wane off it. Damn it. God, thank God I got that other piece, which bowed up too. So the wane is here, and that's flat. That's hitting on every bunk. Why is that doing that? Okay. So we want to take this to 6.5, and then we're probably going to have to try to get it down on the bunks and do a skim cut, because she said 3 to 4. Do a skim cut off this side. Let me go look down it. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. That should have worked because it was taking. All right, so it's the bottom that's screwed. This side here is pretty good. It's the bottom that's screwed, which is okay. We'll just take a measurement. We'll take it right off to that. We'll skim it. So we'll take this to 6.5, then deal with it. I don't understand. I just don't understand sometimes. Okay, it's flat on the bunks. Cut nice and flat. I definitely want, it's good that this side's the side that's screwed, because this side is so beautiful. Let's see if we can get it laid down. Damn it. Oh, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. All right, I'm going to change tactics here. This is how it goes, guys. This is how it goes. So right now, I'll get you backed up so I can explain what's going on. Right now, this mantelpiece is bowed like this. Even though I've taken all that tension out of it, it's still bowed up. There's no indication on here in check marks where the tension is. The pith is pretty centered in this dimension. So the only thing that I can do is I can shove it down to the other bunk, try to dog it down. I don't need the whole thing either. I only need about this much of it. It will be able to, I don't know what she's going to do for fastening it, but I can push it down. I think I can clamp it and push it down. I wish I had an idea where the tension is so that I could take off that side. Let me just look down it. All right, so it looks like this is fairly flat for most of it on the bottom, and the top is a banana. So the top needs to get milled off for sure. So I'm going to shove it down to the next bunk, dog it down, and see if I can put enough pressure on it to get this side down, at least to get a flat cut, and that could take the tension out of it. So let's see. I don't think that, she said 3 to 4 inches, but I don't think she had any idea that she was going to be getting one this thick. Okay. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get this down on the bunk, dog down. Down on the bunk. Okay. And then see if we can. All right, so it easily bends enough. No, it doesn't. It's picking up down there. All right, so I want to try and do this in 2 stages. Let's go ahead and clamp this. And then see if I can get that side further down. And it does come right down to the bunk, too. It's sitting on the bunk now. Now it's up over here. See if I can keep working it down. Oh. Did that pull it off over there? Yeah, it did. Shit, how am I going to do this? It's a good question. At least you get to see what happens. They put immortal words of Harry Stamper. What happens when you mill? What I need to do, because there's so much playing this up and down, I need to get it down and get this lifted up. Huh. I don't know exactly how to deal with this. Do I think she's going to be able to get it down? I do. I can take some of that out just simply by setting it upside down in the sun, having it dry out that other side. But I want to mill it at a consistent thickness, and that's where the problem is. So I got to make a pass at 3.5. Look down the log, look down this one more time. If the majority is flat down the other end, then what I want to do is mill. Yeah. So the top is really flat down the other end. This bottom here is really, really flat most of the way, except for down there, it kind of tapers up just a little bit. So I want this down. And when I push on this, I have plenty of flat. Oh, man, it's almost staying. So if I cut it at 3.5, that's going to cut out there. And it's going to leave me yeah, 3.5. Don't know really. If I flipped it over and skimmed it, I still end up in this. That's the reason that it's the way it is. But if I flipped it over and skimmed it, I'd have a flat, right? And then I could shim the ends and cut a flat. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to have to do, I think. Or I just do it like this and then flip it over and skim it there's no way around having to cut it. If I flip it over and skim it, I'm going to get a lot out of the middle. Yeah, it's going to be less than 3.5. So if I just shim the ends right now, I'm going to pause you guys quick, see if I can get some shims in there. All right, so I got it shimmed on both sides. Try and even it out. I'm going to take it to 3.5 and act like I have an inch to play with here, or another ½ inch. And now let's see what that gave us. Hopefully it took some of the tension out of it. The grain and figure got better, so that's good. Hopefully, I think it bowed up more. Nope. No, it's hitting in the middle now. Didn't bow up more. It's perfect. Perfect. Okay. So now we should just be able to take a true and cut on this side. Only up an inch. That should work. Take some measurements. Make a true and cut. Now it's down in the middle and down on both ends. It's perfect. Perfect. Just true this up. It's actually good because there's a little check mark in there. Part of it's going down against her mantle. So if I take it at 3, it's taking a bunch out there. Same thing. So I'll take it at 3. That should be good. So she's getting a 3 instead of 4, which I think is going to work out fine. Actually, let's double check. It's 3 1/8. We want to take off as little as we, yeah. So I think just to keep the blade engaged, we should go with 3. It's like 3 1/8. Okay, stay down. So we got a nice chunk. I'll show you the piece real quick. Wow, beautiful rays in it. And that band's still cutting great. Wish I could see through this. There's great rays in it. It's rays all the way down too. Rays all the way down, all the way, the whole thing. So that's good for her piece. I'll give her a choice between the two because you get that other one over there too. I'll probably cut that down. I'll leave it full width for now. Let her choose between the two, but I think this one's a good one. It's kind of weird, sorry. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That went way longer than I thought, but just because that thing bowed, it's going to be a gorgeous mantle top. Like I said, the dimension she gave me was 3 to 4 inches, so we're still right there. I got some other fiddling to do, and hopefully I'll shoot another video in a while. But for now, Jesus, I hate being like this. I hate being so withdrawn, but it's not a whole lot of joking when you're dealing with a piece like this, trying to get it out of here. Hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks for the watch. Hope this all makes sense. I hope when I do something wrong, it helps you guys out. You say, oh, I'll never do that. And if you have any questions, hit me up. That band's still cutting great, cutting nice and flat and smooth. But other than that, it's a chunk of white oak, and it's going to the customer along with another piece. Between these two pieces, it's $200. And that's how we're doing it. We're just making a living, a couple $100 at a time. So for now, Pirate Solutions out.